Hi, good afternoon, Miss Thomas. Henry speaking, Bailey from Quartz. I'm trying to contact you in regards to your account, right? The one for the smart TV. It's currently in arrears for $11,223. You haven't made any payments since the 7th of January, and the account has now been auctioned for repossession as you are now in 3 months of arrears. So please do return this call or visit the nearest branch and make payments.
Hey, big man, you hear me? I see whosoever you try to get to, them not have the number you again, you know. So I would appreciate if you do not message this number anymore, but no bailiff and no courts fuckery. The people if you take on the things them and run with for blood clot too, not thief the whole I know. Not thief, people have to take the things them and run where and change them address and appear on a blood clot. Suck on the mother boy or bailiff party boy. Where? People have to take on the things and run where them to live at Kingston, take the things and run because St. Elizabeth go live. Push all, look where. Don't test about that blood clot number, your batty boy.
Welcome to Crime Time News, JA News and Entertainment with a buzz. That is a dreaded call that most Jamaicans that trust things at courts, singer or any one of those places fear the most on a daily, monthly basis. When you get that call, you know, say you live from hand to mouth and you're stretching the dollars to meet on a monthly basis. And then you see that number, you know the number because them probably called last month, the month before, last year, whatever the case is. And you hire them and you know, say, you have to face the music or else they will probably come by your house, come by your job. So to save yourself the embarrassment, you then make arrangement that you're going to come in and pay in a couple of days or so. If that payment is not forthcoming, then you know say they are going to be forthcoming with repossession. So you hear the man say, obviously, he knows somebody that has had the experience with courts. He might have had the experience himself. And he might respond, listen, don't call back my number. You have the wrong number. Somebody else have this number. Pest somebody else. Stalk somebody else. But people, the truth and the fact is that I would not recommend if you owe courts and the bailiff call, you should give them a response like that. Unless, of course, you want them to express the repossession procedure. Truth and fact is that courts, like a lot of these companies, are crooked. However, they are allowed to conduct business at these excessive rates. I think it is about 21%. Don't quote me on it. I know that it is some high rates. Don't know how people do it, but people, whenever you're faced between the rock and a hard place, that is what you do. Desperate times calls for desperate measure. And the truth and the fact is that most persons that are living hand to mouth, the only way that they are going to ever own anything is by paying double or triple for it, because that is exactly what happens after you're finished paying for whatever you trusted. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is a couple of videos that have been making their rounds on social media in which an individual is B&E. That means breaking and entering into persons' premises, in which don't know him none at all. Pretty much him is a thief. So people, I want you to take a look to a couple of those videos or a couple of those videos and pictures, and then I'll give my piece. So people, based on the two videos that you see, you saw him with a crowbar looking object trying to pry open the people in place. You saw him circling, lurking, looking through the people in burglar bar grill. And then a couple of other pictures, one what seems to be the getaway vehicle, some sort of black van. Now people, here's my advice. There's a thing, and this is no sort of promotion for a Ring doorbell. There's a thing that is called Ring doorbell. You can buy it on Amazon. You can set it up through your internet and you can have it on your phone where you can monitor your phone. That also have motion detectors on it. So therefore, every time somebody passes by where that motion detector, you have to put up a couple of them, your front yard, backyard, side yard, in front of the gate, whatever the circumstance, however much you choose to buy to protect yourself, protect your property. It sends you a notification whenever there's any sorts of passing of anybody. So therefore, you can monitor your stuff on your phone at your convenience. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense to be living in 2025 and have those backwards CCTV where only when you get home, if you're away, you don't know what is going on. Only when you reach back, only to realize that your place has been broken into. So therefore, whenever you live in a jungle-like environment, do whatever it takes to secure yourself. Don't let them catch you slipping. If them catch you slipping, they are going to thief everything that you have and will even take away your life. So therefore, do the right thing unless you want the wrong thing to do you. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called a wise man or woman learns from their mistake. Wiser man or woman learns from the mistakes of others. But it seems as if these knucklehead girls in a Jamaica that always want to choose all sorts of gangster, chopper, lottery scammer, gunman, don, thief, murderer. They don't learn from all of the mistakes of others, all of the posts in the news in a real life of girls like themselves that always want to live life in the fast lane. The fast lane always catches up to them. Such is the case of a young girl known as Dajane. Dajane, yeah, Dajahnae. She was taken out in a old harbor a couple of days ago in a Spanish Town and catching somewhere. Don't quote me on it. When that first happened, the people must say, boy, our boyfriend a chopper, our boyfriend a criminal element. The boyfriend look like him cross somebody, friend turn enemy, friend enemy come back and take him away. However, people, what a lot of people did not know is the fact that it was not them looking for the boyfriend. It was the boyfriend himself that actually took her away. That is the updated information. It is said that the boyfriend is from Maxfield. She and the boyfriend run her from Maxfield and went to where they were living. They had a child. That child was also caught up in the process. So the girl get caught up, rushed to the hospital, lost her will to survive in the hospital, succumbed to her injuries. It is said that the boyfriend and her had some sorts of dispute, saying that she was pregnant. However, the child is not his. Now, people, I don't know the intricate details as to why he said that. Is he capping? Is he using Sykes? Did he not want to take responsibility for his own child? Or is he blame this girl? Is he trying to use some sorts of craft on the girl and make it seem as if him just going to take her away because she is pregnant for a next man? Don't know the circumstances, whatever it is, the lifestyle that you choose. If you're entangled in a dirty bungle, these young ladies keep putting their lives at risk, putting their children's lives at risk because they find love in all the wrong place. These people, them just want the joy, them just want the sex, them just want the brains. However, as soon as responsibility comes as in children, then them want take for themselves. Come with all sorts of excuses, use all sorts of psychs. People like me say, I don't know if this girl was actually pregnant for her next man. That would have been a fatal mistake. Such is the case in this case. Point blank and period.
I'm not going to feel. It's them tears, yeah. Not going to pain. When I think of it, I'm telling you.
So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on those two videos that you saw at the start of it, in which a man is claiming, TikTok is claiming that his brother met somebody, a lady, on TikTok, and he has been missing for a couple of weeks. Whenever any sorts of adult goes missing for 24 hours, a day, a couple of weeks, usually it's either alien take them away or somebody take them away, meaning literally send them to the afterlife. I don't think that the alien theory is going to work. However, people, there was a lady that came out and she responded to what the man said, and she was very sympathetic about his plight. I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what she has to say, the edited version of the video, and then I'll give my piece on both.
You see it? So tell me how me just a scroll and see one youth a ball. Saying brother missing 1 week now. I say when I see the youth a ball feel missing brother, I feel it to my heart and my soul because I have a brother we're missing as well nearly 2 years now. And all I know we can't find him, we don't know where him done. So I feel it to my core and the said situation, him say him brother meet a girl on TikTok. And say him gone with the girl on TikTok. And my missing brother, I feel says a woman. It's possible that a woman have something to do with it too.
Now, people, based on the present climate situation in Jamaica, we know that people are missing. People are dropped like flies. So whenever we hear say anybody went to go meet anybody, a stranger, woman or man, we just know it's one of those circumstances where the likely possibilities are that they, meaning man or woman, is going to get robbed, is going to get juk up, meaning literally, figuratively, and then they are going to get taken. Lucky if you find a body so that you can have some sorts of closed casket, final send-off. So we're going to be concerned, anybody is going to be concerned. However, when we think about the fact that we live in a TikTok age, and TikTok people are known for capping. In case you're not street inclined, what that means is that they are known for telling lies. They will do just about anything for the shock value. Now, I am not saying that this youth's family is not missing, and if he is, I sympathize with him. However, I don't remember him giving a name, and the fact that he is a TikToker makes him a source that I would not ever believe in. Don't know, I am not too familiar with the situation or the brother's name or whatever, any sorts of picture. Have not seen anything, so I'm saying this based on what I see, based on what I kind of expect from TikTokers. They will do anything. There's no morals, there's no ethic as it pertains to that. It is all about the views, it is all about the highlight, it is all about telling lies, even despicable lies, if a family member goes missing, especially when persons are actually being missing and actually being taken away. Me just say, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Houston. Jamaica, we have a problem. We have a big problem when the head of security, national security, Dr. Horace Chang, is a nincompoop. Obviously have no sorts of crime fighting strategy. Don't know who is sleeping with or who he is sucking to get that post. However, that is a next story for a next day. I am going to give you a perfect example of why I say this. A couple of days ago, some criminals broke into the Era 1 St. James Accident Investigation and Reconstruction Units. They stole some stuff that they should not get their hands on, meaning that police vests, ballistic vests, cap, badges, pepper spray, baton, uniform, from A to Z. The only thing that they did not steal is a security guard and some guns. I want you to take a look at exactly what Mr. Dr. Horace Chang had to say as it pertains to that, and why it could have happened, and why it happened. Not saying why it should not happen. However, take a listen and then I'll give my piece.
Era 1 has a new office now that's Fairview, so they're going to relocate most of the facility out there. Possibly, but it's more in keeping with what we expect for police officers to operate from. So that kind of building, subject to that, and it is near to a very difficult area. What I talk here in Montego. That never been broken before, but it can happen. As I said, they're moving out into a new facility, and people realize they're moving. It can happen. It's likely that kind of activity will take place, that transition period, unfortunately. if they use police involved, it's illegal, and if we catch them, we find them. And they'll be charged and treated appropriately. Not only that, it's not the first time you have had criminals parading in police gears. It's illegal. And I said, we are in a better position. We have the police today apprehend them much faster.
Now, people, when you listen to that man, this is a man that takes no accountability for anything, is very incompetent, and worse, his answers to questions of serious issues. Seems as if he does not know what he is talking about. He is ignorant. And worse, he is ignorant. He don't have somebody to tell him to shut the FUCK up. So based on what he's saying, they are transferring from one place to the next. And where that unit is in a volatile community. So therefore, if you're transferring and you're in a volatile community, you could become a victim, you could become a prey. What about just putting people into play, meaning security? Even though you're going through a transitional period, why not put security? Put the sign, make people know, say, are the police there over here, so. People are not going to go into that building unless, of course, them are crackhead. However, if them see a lapse, a breach in a security, they are going to catch you slipping, and when they catch you slipping, they are going to make you a victim. So I say this to say that you are the police, you are the construction, reconstruction, accident, and investigation unit. You are supposed to be a safe space. How is it that other Jamaicans are going to feel safe if the police themselves can become victim? The people who are investigating, all of the investigations in a Jamaica are victims. They are getting victimized. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense, but that is the answer that you should expect when persons are not accountable and don't take responsibility for their negligence. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, you can't trust your friend, you can't trust family, you can't trust the preacher, can't trust the politician, and even worse, you cannot trust the popo, especially police that are in very serious roles as in guns, firearm, and drug enforcement, narcotics division. I am speaking about 4 officers, well, 3 of them formerly officers because 3 of them retired. James Dawes, Detective Sergeant, ex-police. Tamarla Anderson, former Detective Sergeant, resigned. And Shane Gibbons, former detective, resigned. And Constable Okiri Barrett, presently still in the force. These officers were charged for facilitating the commission of a serious offense by a criminal organization. People, these are police I am speaking about. All were charged for fraud and uttering false documentation, and this is based on a case in Trelawney. It is said that the complainants went to the High Command Inspectorate Standard Oversight Committee of the JCF, meaning the top rank. These are the persons who investigate police. And she made a formal complaint. And based on the formal complaint, she said that she was at her home. She was arrested based on the fact that there was an investigation against her for drugs trafficking. She was taken into the police station, was not formally arrested. They then called her mother and solicited bribe money for her release. Upon receiving that money, she was released. So apparently, this lady had a case before. Apparently, this lady might have been involved in the smuggling of drugs and she was caught. However, that case was dismissed. So the police decided that they were going to forge some documents. They were going to go by her house. They were going to forcibly remove her, take her to the police station, held her ransom at the police station. So the question I have to ask is this: of all 4 police officers, including others that conspired, nobody saw anything that was wrong. People actually facilitated this forgery. The good thing is that the lady went to the police high commission, and the good thing is that a sting was set up. And the good thing is that these persons were forced to resign justifiably so. The case recently went to court and all of them were given $2 million bail. They had to report to the police station 3 times per week and they had to surrender their travel document. People only in Jamaica. You can't trust your friend, your family, the preacher, the politician, and even worse, the police that is supposed to protect and serve the borders of Jamaica, inside and out, point blank and period.